Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're here.
We're here.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm so excited to be back.
It has been a minute.
It's been a hot minute,
I
would
mean,
say.
what have you been doing?
I have been living my life, living the dream.
Your
I had a
best
great summer.
life now.
The best life ever.
As they say.
Yes. We did a couple trips this summer.
Okay.
Went to
Where'd you-
Colorado. Love
Colorado.
Colorado.
Love that place.
If you were going to move to a state, how high would Colorado be on your list if you were moving to another state?
It would be pretty low.
It would be low? What?
I want warm.
Wow.
I don't know. I could live in Colorado.
Oh,
I love
Colorado.
Colorado in the summer.
Yeah, it's lovely.
But in the winter, have you been in Colorado in the winter?
I have. It is quite cold. But
Yeah,
it's cold
okay.
here. It's cold here, too.
Yeah, lots of snow.
I know. That's true. Okay, well, low on your list.
Okay.
High on my list. Opposites, guys.
Okay, where else did you go?
We also went to South Carolina.
Oh.
First time in the Carolinas.
See, that's a fun place to be. I've been there multiple times.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Have you
love
been to
it.
Charleston? That's
Yep,
where we
been
went.
to Charleston. Been
It
all
was
around
cool.
there. Very cool, right? Did you go to
Very
the
cool.
beach?
Went to the beach a lot.
Come on,
That
so
was
fun.
lovely.
Did you ride bikes?
We did not,
What?
but we
How
we
could you
walked
go to
around a lot.
Charleston and not ride bikes?
Well, we do
It's
have
like
a
what people
toddler who
do.
doesn't know how to ride a bike, so I guess we would have had to put him in something or,
Put
but
her in something?
yeah, like in like a, a bike trailer tow situation.
A bike tow, yeah.
Yes. We also had a dog. It would have been a lot, but we went to the beach a lot.
You brought your dog?
We got a puppy, y'all.
What?
I don't even say y'all. That just felt unreal. But I said it right there.
She is really from the Midwest, and y'all, no
I
more
got a puppy,
California.
y'all.
She's not from California anymore. She is now,
I was
if you don't
feeling
know.
it. We were talking about Southern and South
Uh-huh.
Carolina. Did it
Y'all.
flow?
What kind of dog do you have?
I got a mini golden doodle, a puppy.
When did you get this? I did not know. She
Guys,
did not
breaking
tell me.
news.
We're going to put a photo of your dog right here.
Yes, her name's Cassiopeia.
Yes, yeah, of course. Of course.
The best name ever.
Okay.
People always have a really strong reaction to that name when we say her
Cassiopeia.
name's Cassiopeia.
Do you say it like, come here, Cassiopeia?
We do
Or
sometimes.
do you just say, come here, Cass?
We say Casio a lot.
Casio, like
and
the
also,
watch?
like the watch.
Oh my
Now I really
gosh.
want a Casio watch.
You need to get one.
I know. And then we call her Pia too.
Oh, God.
Which was our favorite U.S. women's national team soccer coach. Her first name was Pia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
classic, I know.
Classic, okay.
Support women's sports. Anyways, she was great, so we call her Pia. And we brought her with us to South Carolina this summer.
Wow, how'd
and
she
it's
do?
great. She did great.
Did you drive?
We did drive.
I was going to say, wow, you didn't fly with her. You weren't
We
one of
drove.
those people.
No, I feel like I'm
With
not ready
the-
to fly with a dog.
With the dog.
That
in the
feels
cage.
like a step above, you know?
I really look down at people that do
Do
that.
you?
Oh, it's one of my pet peeves. I'm
Okay,
like,
but you're not a dog person.
Leave the dog at home. Leave the dog at home.
Have you become more of a dog person since
It
you
is.
got a dog?
It is not an emotional support animal. I'm already getting
Look
lots
at
of
how
hate.
he's not
I'm
even
getting lots of
answering my
hate.
questions.
I'm like out of the gate. I'm getting the hate already. I know that. I love you anyway, but
Listen, it is proven that when you pet a dog, it does calm you down.
Oh,
What
it
if
does.
science is behind it, David?
well, you can get it. I don't know. Find another dog when you get to wherever you're going. I don't know.
Rent a dog when you go
Can you
on
not go
vacation?
without a dog for like 2 weeks? I don't know. 5 days? I don't know.
How
Tell me.
much do you like your dog on a scale of 1 to 5?
At 2.
Oh, wow. So you dislike your dog.
Oh well.
Or
yeah.
unless one was love.
Let me tell you, I don't like the hair that's
Yeah.
all over the house.
Mhm.
I don't like the fact that she barks outside at 10 o'clock at night and I have to go get her.
Oh, yep. Mhm.
I don't like the fact that she goes to the door and she, wants out
Yep.
and I'm sitting on the couch and watching TV or
Oh, yeah. So
reading
you're
a book
lazy. I
or
hear
whatever.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Now, my family will say that I love the dog more than a 2.
Oh, okay. So
They-
this is fake news from you?
They think I'm a 3.5.
Okay.
But
Wow, that's
I'm-
almost a 4, David.
So, yeah, but
If they're all gone, do you have like the dog out of the crate and you're just chilling with the dog?
well,
and you
our dog
actually-
is not in a crate anymore because it's
Okay.
fully potty trained.
Okay,
so it's
gotcha.
like whatever.
Yeah. Okay. But
So,
you're hanging
The
out
dog
with
and
the
I
dog.
have separate. We don't. If we're all alone, we're not even in
You're
the
not
same
hanging out.
worlds.
You might as
Yeah.
well have gone to cat.
She
is what it
doesn't.
sounds like.
I wonder. The real question is, I wonder how much does she love me?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm convinced of this.
Yeah.
The only reason why she loves anybody is because of the food we give her.
Well, she's an animal, so
Right.
let's give
I
her
mean,
that.
this is what I'm saying, right? Does she really? I mean, they've done studies on this, right? Do they
Okay.
really like the owner or do they like the treat that the owner gives?
Yeah. Okay.
I think they've done that where they've done like person that someone does that the dog doesn't even know.
Yeah.
With like some kind of big treat.
Yep.
And then the owner that that is convinced that they love them.
Okay. Well, my dog loves me, but I'm better than you, I guess.
I think we should get a treat, and I'll hold the treat and see who she comes to.
Should go to you for sure. Should go to you for sure. No question about it.
Anyway, so you were in Colorado.
I went in Colorado. I went to South Carolina. I got a puppy, and I got 10 chickens.
You did not.
I was so excited to see his face.
I don't believe that. You got 10 chickens?
I got 10 chickens. Yep.
What are you doing with 10 chickens?
Well,
because I haven't got any eggs. If you're doing the egg thing.
We got our first egg yesterday.
What?
I know.
Wow.
It's so exciting, you guys.
Okay,
Our first egg.
Okay, so I got to hear the story.
Okay.
Why do you have chickens?
You
already have a dog. You have 3 kids.
Yep.
You have a husband.
Yep.
You have a house.
Yep. And I thought,
why do you want to throw 10
first of all,
chickens?
I kind of feel like if I'm living in Kansas, I want to live how I thought Kansans lived.
This is why she's saying y'all.
Y'all know what I'm saying?
She has officially migrated from California to Kansas.
I feel like I'm should we
Where's your cowboy hat?
I should get one.
Yeah,
I should get one.
You should. Okay.
I just feel like, should we harvest wheat? Should we have chicken? I make sourdough. I'm practically Laura Ingalls Wilder, you guys.
You are.
It's
wow,
we're doppelgangers. You can't even tell the difference anymore.
Okay. First,
yes.
You got 10 chickens. Where do you put the 10 chickens?
We have a chicken coop.
You have a coop?
In the backyard.
You bought a
really
coop?
Cute.
You built a coop?
Bought a coop, put it together.
Do you own these chickens? Do you lease these chickens?
Does one lease chickens?
Do you know what? That our good church planter friend, Matt Shirley, and his wife, Jessica, they lease chickens. They have 2 chickens in their Overland Park home, and they lease them for 6 months with the option to purchase at the end of the 6 months if they wish.
That's hilarious.
I thought so too.
I did not know that. But then they had to buy the coop.
They leased the coop too.
Wow.
You could have. It could have been easier for you.
Wow, that is something I didn't know
but
about.
You went all in.
I went all in.
I'm just gonna go ahead and buy 10 chickens and buy a coop.
Well, okay.
Aren't they dirty?
When I went to pick up the chickens, they were like, "Are you a first-time chicken owner?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "They're gonna die. Like some of the chicks, they'll die."
Sure.
So they were like, there was a little fly here, because you're wondering what I was doing. They were like, "Get more than you think, because you're gonna lose some."
Sure.
I got 10 chicks.
Wow.
They all survived.
Wow. Okay. Well, but you still have the vultures and
we have coyotes.
And
There's
the
a
coyotes
coyote
and all
really
that.
trying to get into our coop.
Once
we have
they get
raccoons,
really plump,
foxes. We got everything.
You're gonna lose some.
So far we're predator proof. They have not gotten in.
Okay.
10 chickens. We got our first egg. My youngest picked up the egg yesterday. We were so excited to get an egg. He touched it. He got grossed out and dropped it, and it cracked.
Oh no. Well, so much for a nice farm fresh egg.
Yep.
Okay.
So we haven't eaten an egg yet, but we did get our first egg yesterday.
Was it a legit egg, or was it
was
a small
like this
one?
big, and it gets bigger
as they get bigger. Yeah.
And we got chickens that lay blue eggs and green eggs. Wow. I know, really exciting.
Are you going to sell eggs?
Right now, I want to eat one. That's my goal.
All you just want to do is,
we'll see.
If you have 10 chickens, you're going to have so many eggs.
We eat a ton of eggs.
Do you really?
So many eggs.
Because my church planting friend Matt has 2 chickens, and they have like they said it's enough for their family of 4.
Wow.
With just 2.
Well, they must not eat as many eggs as we eat.
Well, they said they get an egg a day or 2 eggs a day.
Yeah. I mean, I eat myself 4 or 5 eggs a day.
But you could potentially be getting 10 to 20 eggs a day. You're not going to be eating that.
You're not going to
be eating that many. I mean, I don't think so. Or you're going to start turning yellow
every other day. So it could be like 5 every day. Like, it could be like one does it this day, one does. But anyways, I'll let you know. If you're lucky, I'll bring you some eggs. No promises, y'all.
I mean, there's so much. There's so much to look at online here. We're going to show a picture of your eggs.
Yeah, I'll show you my coop. I'll show you some chickens. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So try to live up to that, David. How was your summer?
Wow. Well, I just did the European summer.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't get chickens or, dogs, but we went to France, went to Paris.
Love it.
Ethan, my eldest of the twins, right, by a minute, did a discipleship training school with Youth with a Mission. It's a 6-month program.
Yeah.
Where you have lecture phase, learning all about God and how to reach out and evangelize.
Okay.
And then 3 months of outreach where you actually put it into practice.
Nice. How's his discipleship? Have you tested it?
So good.
Oh, cool.
Really.
It worked.
That's awesome. He has come back, and I feel like he is so matured.
Cool.
It's really good.
That's great.
I know it's great. He did 3 months of backpacking all through Europe. They did prayer outreach. They did evangelism. They did park outreach. I mean, just all kinds of great stuff. And then, of course, we had to go.
Well, you had to.
for his graduation.
I mean, who
to
would?
Paris.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. You
mean,
would have been terrible
I
parents if you didn't
couldn't
go.
let him graduate all by himself.
I agree.
I mean, that would have been wrong.
Did you have a chocolate croissant while you were there?
I had multiple chocolate croissants, and they were absolutely amazing.
Were they amazing?
Oh.
When you ordered, did you say croissant?
Croissant. They were so good. Like, you do not know. It was so delicious. We went into this little bakery. It was like a little hole in the wall, and it was like you got a baguette for like $1.50.
Oh man, was it so delicious? Oh, did you wish you could bring bread back
we
with
ate
you?
it, which, oh yes, I wish they had something like that here.
Man.
Oh, it's so crazy. And then, of course, we flew from there to Italy.
Italy.
I mean, we're so close. Did you know you can fly from Paris to Pisa for like $70?
I do now.
Right? That was crazy cheap.
That's awesome.
So we were like, how can we not do that?
Yes.
So we took the train, we did the thing, we went to where did we go? We went all the way down to this little place called Positano.
Yeah, I know Positano.
Oh, yeah, on the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah,
have you been there?
Yeah. I mean,
world traveler.
I'm cultured, guys.
First time I've
I'm cultured. My sister lives in Italy.
Oh,
yes.
Forgot about that. I don't know that we've talked about that on this podcast.
Spoiler alert, my sister lives in Italy. Anyways, very cool.
Oh,
very cool.
Beautiful. I'll put some photos up too. Absolutely gorgeous. We stayed in this place that had an amazing overlook, and I got to jump into the Mediterranean.
Oh, it's so cool.
So amazing.
How was your gelato intake? Was it high
The
or low?
gelato intake was a little bit less than I thought. We were just so busy doing so many things.
You're never too busy for gelato.
I know, but I'll tell you, we had several gelatos, and we had one experience that was like so up here, it ruined everything else.
Oh, what flavor? Wait, let me guess. Is it a normal flavor you order, or you were going for something in Italy?
Well, I'm going to say I didn't order it.
Oh,
my
my
son,
gosh.
Jack,
Okay.
who is an incredible orderer, he is amazing at
What a
food.
compliment.
I just get whatever he gets, we get.
Okay,
I mean, it's so good.
pistachio.
Close. Not really. But. So what
Nutella?
what they had done is they had taken a mango.
Okay, that's not close to a pistachio.
No, exactly. They had actually taken all of the mango out and left the skin.
Okay.
And then taken all the insides of the mango and combined it with gelato.
Okay.
So it was like a fruit kind of
like a sorbet mix.
Sorbet
with gelato.
almost.
Okay.
Yeah, sorbet. And then they put it back into the mango and cracked it open, and you just took a spoon and that was the cut.
Wow, that seems amazing.
I am not kidding.
Can we share a photo
Yes,
of that?
there's a photo of that. I am not kidding. The best ice cream gelato sorbet I've had in my entire life. It was so good. And all of us were eating it because it was just so good. Yeah. Anyway.
What town was that in, to shout that town?
That was in we went from Pisa to I can't remember the name of the town.
Oh boy.
It's where the Duomo
commerce.
it's where the Duomo is. Florence.
Yes.
Thank you. Got a shout out to Jennifer there helping me out.
Thanks,
I don't
Jen.
even know where I went.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
Really.
Anyways, Florence.
Wow, great.
Okay, wow, that was a lot for our intro.
Yeah.
But
are you still with us?
It has been a minute. So people wanted to catch up with us.
It has been a minute. Thanks for catching up with us, guys.
Come on.
We are newly rebranded, if you did not notice.
Wow.
This is our new rebrand.
I feel like we're like professional almost.
I feel like people are going to want us to give them tips, maybe host podcasts, seminars.
I think hundreds of thousands of views are coming our way.
For sure. For sure. Do you want to talk about what we are going to talk about
Well, I thought
today?
you didn't tell us about our brand.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
you pointed at it.
Some people might not
People
be
might
watching
not
it.
have any idea. Did they miss some letters?
This is Faith IRL.
What is IRL?
In real life.
In real life.
Yes.
Love it.
I know. I love it, guys. I'm really excited about this. I feel like I'm like, yes, we're doing this.
Let's do faith in real
so
life.
every topic we talk about now will kind of be on brand for the Christian faith IRL.
How you actually walk it out.
Yes.
Like in your real life.
Yep.
As a mom or a dad or a whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Come on.
We're branded. We're living it. We're on topic.
Love this.
So, David, what are you talking about today?
Well, I think we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic that is all about in real life, about faith in real life.
Yep.
It's this idea of oftentimes when we're young, we have very ambitious dreams about what we want to accomplish in life. And then as the years progress for you, as the decades progress for me. I'm just gonna say,
That was better.
did you catch that?
I thought you were
it.
just burning me. but
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no.
Yeah.
It's, years and decades.
Yeah.
It seems to be that if we're not careful, that we have like less expectations about what we want to have accomplished in our lives.
Yeah, totally.
And so we're going to look at this idea that sometimes life, the journey of life sucks the life out of us.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a succubus.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to look at like all of this from a whole bunch of different angles today. Yeah.
Okay, well, my first question I want to ask you that I just thought of right now on the fly. What was your dream when you were growing up? What was your big audacious dream?
Well, can I be really honest with you?
Yeah.
I want to be honest. As you are aware, I grew up in a home that had a divorce that was kind of in the middle of my like junior high, middle school, high school years.
Yeah.
Okay. And so as a result of that, I was just trying to survive emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that I didn't really have like this moment of like, I had this massive dream.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'm normal or abnormal.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I'm going to flip the question to you and say, did you have some kind of, because you kind of grew up in some issues too in your past. We've talked about this over the years, but
I in elementary school, I know my dream was to be a secretary. I really dreamed big.
Well, I that's fantastic.
I know. I had an idea. I just thought that maybe telephone operators still existed and you could like move the string and connect the call.
Yes.
And I wanted to be that so
Wow.
badly.
I went so deep and you went so, elementary. Sorry about that.
No, and in
okay, I love that.
in like probably late middle school or high school more, I thought I could be an oceanographer. I thought that would be a really fun job.
That's fun.
I know.
You knew what an oceanographer did?
I was in like this section at our high school. We had like an oceanography academy, all these like different like tracks you could go through or whatever. And I tried the oceanography one. And when you actually like shadowed the job, it was so boring, guys.
I can imagine.
It was so boring.
Are they mapping the ocean floor?
Like some of it was like water samples or, like just kind of a lot in a lab.
Okay.
And I thought it would be more like Free Willy,
Yes. Saving the whales.
Yeah.
Counting the fish.
Yes. Somebody's got to count the fish, guys. Why can't I count the fish?
So that didn't quite work.
That didn't work. So none of our dreams worked out, sounds like.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'll say one that was kind of fun. I did have this thought at some point about, man, wouldn't it be cool if I was like a world-class runner?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I briefly had this thought.
Yes.
Do you know that marathon runners make a lot of money? The really good ones.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they can make
would have to pay me a lot of money to do that.
Of $100,000 per race.
Wow.
That's a pretty good deal.
How many races do they do a year?
Well, I mean, some of them can do up to 10 races, so that's a cool million. Plus, then all of the sponsorships that they have and everything else. But those are like the elite of the elite. There's like a very few.
I love what a niche culture that is, because if you were like, I will give you $1 million to name one marathon winner.
Oh.
No, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
No, I have no idea.
You ever heard of this guy called Kip Koji?
No, I think you just said letters. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, but yes.
So we both had dreams. We both had goals.
I never became a world famous runner.
You didn't.
I know.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, is there still time for me?
No, you're out.
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it. Just crush my world right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's this funny idea as we were like thinking about it and thinking about the podcast topics. It is a funny idea to think that like life slowly gets you down of thinking like you had such high expectations and slowly but surely you start to expect less and less and less in every avenue, spiritually, physically, in every professionally, slowly but surely you just start to be like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And you get lower and lower and lower.
Right.
And it's like, how can we train ourselves to expect more?
That is a very good question, Aura.
Yeah.
So have you done any kind of research on like how we can train our brain?
I have, but I guess I want to talk about first how our brain even starts to expect less. Because I
Oh.
went a little more like sciencey,
You love the
neuroscience-y.
science stuff. I did not go towards the science end of
Oh,
things.
yeah. Well, I'm
So
a
I know you
scientist.
probably have some
It's
stats.
because I was gonna
I
be an
I
oceanographer,
I
so
went through the biblical side of
Oh,
things. So,
yes. Well, one of us has to do
one
that.
of us has to do that.
Yes.
So okay, so let's look at it from your perspective first.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go for it. What do you
Okay,
got?
so our brains are prediction machines.
Ooh.
Okay, the
Okay.
prefrontal cortex
Yep.
and the dopamine system constantly generate expectations
Okay.
about the world, about what will happen, how people will act, what will bring pleasure.
Right.
And then when reality starts to fall short, the
Okay.
dopamine dips.
Okay.
And that creates the feeling of disappointment. And it can also create the feeling of like a subtle stress that's kind of always
Oh,
there.
I'm sure like probably a despair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And over time, the repeated disappointments, they recalibrate the brain
Okay.
and it learns that the world often under delivers,
Okay.
and it starts to expect less
Okay.
to avoid repetitive negative dopamine
Ooh, so it's
dips.
almost trying to defend itself from
Yes.
disappointment.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's like a title, defending yourself from disappointment.
Ooh, somebody
Watch
do us.
out.
Yeah, here we
Okay.
go. That's
All
what
right.
that's what it's called. This is what it's called. Okay. And then we just naturally have a negativity bias. I think
Mm,
we might have talked about this before, but our brains, it they weigh negative experience more heavily than positive
yeah,
experiences.
okay. In
Eh,
other words, we're like more half glass, the glass is half empty
yes,
because we don't want to be hurt from recognizing that life isn't giving us a full glass.
yes.
Is
So
that
it's
what you're
like if
kind of
somebody
saying?
tells you, "I thought your jeans were really ugly. You should get some new jeans,"
Right.
and four other people say, "Hey, you looked great today." You're
Okay.
gonna remember the negative. Your
Exactly.
brain naturally
Yep.
weighs that more
Okay,
heavily
got it.
than the
Okay.
positives,
Okay.
and then it slowly nudges the prefrontal cortex to adjust
Okay.
to having like lower expectations
Got it.
and kind of being in a more negative way. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do. Wow.
So we're just naturally our brains are helping to train us to expect less.
Okay.
And that's just that's the way that they were meant to do. It's doing it for a reason,
Okay.
but I think our brains tend to take it too far.
Okay.
We actually have to start working on training our brains to expect more.
So don't let your brain do all the work.
Yeah. We have to rewire our brains.
We got to rewire our brains, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like you can be trained in anything, right?
Yes.
So we want to be careful that we're not trained towards negativity.
Yes, exactly.
Or maybe, again, I don't want to overlap what you're saying here, but maybe we want to be careful not to train our brain to acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think there's a reality of accepting things in life. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yep.
But then also, like, we've got to train ourselves to go, okay, well, I don't want to just accept that for what it is. Maybe
Yeah.
I can do something, change those facts.
And it's really hard because at some point you have to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna run a marathon
Under
and
2 hours.
win $100,000.
Right,
And
right,
if
right,
you
right.
did think that at some point, somebody would be like, "Hey, do we need to tell him?" Like it'd be like your brain's kind of
Yeah,
bizarre
yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
would think that, you know.
Okay.
But then also,
On the other
you
hand,
don't want to be the person who's like, "I don't even know if I should run the marathon now."
right, can I even do
because-
it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's the point?
What's the point? I'm not going to win $100,000. You know.
Ooh, so now we're in some interesting territory.
Yes,
How do we discern between the two?
I know. We just have.
Does that make
yeah,
sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you-
say more.
Well, okay, what I mean by that is, how do you know, like, and this is an easy example with the marathon.
Okay.
Okay, on one hand, I am never going to run under 2 hours in a marathon.
Okay.
Okay. Well, for one, no one has run under 2 hours.
I like that
Okay.
he's saying that because I don't know how fast
But
people run
let's
marathons.
just say a 2.5 hour marathon. I
Yeah,
am not
okay.
going to run a 2.5 hour marathon.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I know that. But if I'm not careful, I could just say, well, I'm never going to run a marathon at all because I can't run a marathon. In other
Yes.
words, I'm like saying like because I can't do the really, really, really difficult marathon,
Mhm.
then I can't do any marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I need to be able to discern the difference. No, I can't do this really impossible thing, but I can do this thing.
Yeah.
Because some people give up on life, right? Like, well, I just can't do anything.
Right.
So how do we determine like what is like impossible? Like, okay, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, no. You still have the ability to do this.
Yeah. Still striving.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like we need other people around us to tell us like, yeah, you can't do that.
I know. And we need the people around us to be like, hey, why don't you go for that?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have the answer to that, but I'm
I
just like
know.
there. I think there's a lot of examples in life to that.
I agree.
Right.
And I even think spiritually, like I think
Okay.
sometimes, maybe in youth group or in college or something, we have like really big conferences, big moments where
Yep.
we're like on fire and we felt the Holy Spirit and
Yep.
we had the
Yep.
goosebumps. And then years go by as you grow into a fully formed human and
Right. Right.
you're like, I haven't had that experience. Like, was that real? Am I
Right.
ever going to get that again? Like, maybe that's not spiritually where I'm gonna be at now, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, and then the fact that we had this, like, idea going back to your mountaintop experience,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, okay, we always want that, but we're not willing to put in the work of getting up early and praying and seeking God or staying up
Yeah.
late and seeking God or whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm really thinking about that word that you just used, doing the work,
Right.
because you're that's it. Like, it's doing the work to, like, how do you expect more? How do you start to expect more? You do the work.
Right. And people don't like to think about that in terms of their spiritual life because they think it's a passive thing. Well, God just has to come upon me
Mhm.
and then he's going to do all of it. Well, that's not how life works. That's not
Yeah.
how spiritual formation works either.
Yeah.
He's given us the tools and the ability to read, to pray, to study, to be humble, to do all of these things, right? And then as we do those, what we would say the fruits of the spirit, it produces the fruit that we want.
Yeah.
Let me say that again.
That was good.
You like
You
that?
should do it again.
I
Yeah.
think I should say that, right? We have these tools of the fruits of the Holy Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, all. And when we're working in those things and doing those things, then it produces the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we
And
want.
yeah, and that is what makes you feel like you're living in your purpose.
That's right. Yep.
That's what gives you the joy and gives you
That's
like
right.
being like, okay,
That's right.
I'm not as down anymore. I'm
Come
not,
on.
I'm expecting more.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's hard to put yourself out there to expect more.
Mm.
You're nervous to tell people that you're expecting more.
That's a
It's
whole nother conversation right there.
right.
100%.
It's like what happens when you actually say out loud that you're expecting more and then maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it doesn't happen the way you thought it would happen. Maybe you actually aren't consistent and it's actually on you. Maybe it's all of these things.
100%.
What happens if they ask you about it again and you haven't actually done it? You're like, oh, I actually never started fasting. I just said I was going to,
Right.
you know?
For the Xers out there, it's a big matzo ball out there.
Oh,
That's a reference to a Seinfeld
oh,
thing.
okay.
Okay,
I don't know it. I don't know it.
That's a big matzo ball out there, George. The idea is again, it's what you're saying. It's like you put something out there, and it's like, okay, now you've made everybody around you like kind of know what's kind of inside your heart,
Yes.
your thought, your mind, your what your dreams are, and now it's like real, it's tangible. And to your
Yes.
point, okay, what are you gonna do with it?
I know.
That's a big matzo ball
I
out there.
know.
So what are you gonna do with it?
You're like, so have you really been, how's your marathon training
Right.
going? And you're like, oh.
Exactly. Ooh, yeah. Haven't done that.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting, huh?
So, oh yeah. And again, in so many different areas. And yet, on the other hand, I'm going to throw kind of a biblical thing in there. Like when we're able to take that big step of faith to say, okay, I'm going to do this. I think there's something that's pleasing to God about that as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think that's like part of the like pleasing aroma situation of being like, that
Yeah.
actually does something?
I think that there's something spiritually that takes place
Yeah.
when we're able to say, like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then obviously we're going back to what we just said, but being able then to put the work in
Mm-hmm.
is the differentiator between those who, I'm thinking about this missionary who said, we attempt great things for God. And his whole concept was, I have great faith statements, but I also attempt those things, not just for myself, but for God. In other words, his point is, I'm going to put the work in
Yeah.
to do the very thing that I believe that God is calling me to do.
Yeah.
And what he did, his name is William Carey, and he lived in India, and he like transcribed all of these different dialects, these Indian dialects, and created Bibles for all of these different dialects.
Cool.
Brilliant man.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this huge library of these books that he had spent like 2 decades translating. And there was a fire, and he
No.
lost everything.
No.
Everything.
Oh, it's terrible.
And you know what he did? He started all over, put in the
Wow.
work, and did it again.
Wow. I like that. That's a
right?
great story. I love that story.
So then the idea is that I'm going to attempt great things for God,
Yeah.
but I'm going to put in the work to make it happen.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again.
And I'm going to do it
I
again.
like that. Yeah. I'll just
It's
be like,
great.
well, here we go. We're doing it again.
Here,
Let's do it again.
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I really like that. I do
Yeah.
think that a lot of the times when um I'm thinking about like me specifically for my
Okay.
life, I might just be like, oh, I have a lot of health situations.
Yes. Okay.
So I can start to feel so down of just like, I'm not even that old and my health is so terrible. And like, why do I have so many, conditions or whatever? And it'll start making me do less,
Mm,
even in where like I might be like, well, they said I couldn't be active, so now I'm not active. And you're like, wow, so you're like, I am doing less.
so you're
and
like
I'm making
shutting
my
down
yes.
based off of what they're saying.
Yes, which in fair, like you're like, okay, that's fine if it's a week or if it's a
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But the problem is like even my own brain, you're like, it's just my brain is starting to be like expecting less from my body, expecting
Yeah.
like kind of be like, this is what it is. When you have chronic illnesses, that is part of it. You're gonna go in and out of like your body doing more and
Yeah.
less. But I think it's also like part of like your mindset and your brain are also a factor of being
Yeah.
like, okay, like, but I want to expect more from my body. I want to have faith that
Right.
could change
Yeah.
and that like I
Yeah.
serve a big God and that could change,
Come on. That's
And
good.
it's hard. It's a hard balance. It's
Yeah.
hard to trick yourself into doing it. You know what I mean? Like the whole
100%.
thing.
And I was just thinking about what you were saying about chronic illness because I've never faced that, but I know a number of people that have. Like, okay, so you're talking about this idea of your brain, you're talking about your body that's really kind of going through whatever it is, the issues that you're faced with. How do you really reconcile that? If we're talking about in real
Yeah.
life, how do you like again, going back to what we talked about? I can't run an under 2 hour marathon, but
Yeah.
I can run a marathon.
Yeah.
So here you're struggling with chronic illness.
hmm
How do you know, like, okay, I've got this chronic illness, but I also don't want to fully shut down?
I know.
What's the line between that? How have you in real life
Yeah.
kind of worked through this?
I haven't. I'm still working through it.
Which
It's
is
so
fine, but
hard.
what have you learned thus
Yeah.
far?
Yeah, for me, I think I need a lot of like motivation, even like intellectually. Like I'll read a lot of
Okay.
books about
Okay.
like that I'll try to get to motivate me to kind of be like,
Okay.
okay, well, I've heard if I do it like this, then maybe I can have a little bit of momentum.
Okay.
And my word for the year was momentum.
I
And I
like
feel
that.
like
Okay.
that's really that's my goal in my brain, in my body. I'm not gonna climb the mountain in my chronic illness body.
Right.
But I could have momentum to get further.
Yeah.
And like, so I think my goal is to like, just in my brain, focus on momentum. And it's really a shift to not be like, I just got another diagnosis. I just got 4 more diagnoses.
Right.
And you're just not letting that snowball, but to be like, that's momentum. We're getting progress. We're getting knowledge. We're,
Right.
I'm going to make this lifestyle change. I'm going to try this. Also, acknowledging that when you have a chronic illness, you're going to have days, weeks, months where your body is going to shut down. And that's what it is.
Right.
And you allow that. You have to be
That's
like,
good.
that's rest. I'm like going to
Yeah.
allow my body to rest. The
Because
Bible's into rest.
you can't change that.
Yes. Being like, this is it. This is part of the this is it.
Okay.
And I will rest in this moment. I will allow my body to rest.
Yep.
I will allow the time of rest and really doing a lot to try to not think negatively of yourself when you're resting.
Ooh, that's good. That's
You
good.
know?
So in the rest, don't let your brain get all negative and down and
Yes.
depressed.
Yeah.
Recognizing that rest is really restoration.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you can get your brain to remember that I'm in a restoration mode right now,
Yes.
then it doesn't spiral thinking, okay, my life is all over now.
Yes.
Right?
Not thinking like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not even participating. I can't
Right.
help my family. I
Right,
can't,
right.
Instead, you're like, no, my body's resetting right now. My body has to rest.
That's good.
It's going to come back. I can't compare myself to other people.
Yeah.
That's a really big one. You can't
Sure.
compare yourself to a healthy person who doesn't
Okay.
have chronic illnesses.
Yeah.
You have to just be like, this is my body. And I have to try
Yeah.
to be like, God gave me this body
Yeah.
and he wants me to learn to rest.
Yeah.
Like that's a biblical principle to rest and I'm going to learn it. It's the last thing I do.
No, I think that's really good. Like, again, we go back to the whole mind, how the mind plays a really big part of
Yeah.
this, making sure that we don't slide into negativity and despair.
Yeah.
and recognizing that where we are, again, physical body, and again, I've never gone through kind of a chronic illness, but to your point about saying, hey, I'm going to make sure my mind is sharp
Yeah.
in the midst of maybe my body not being where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And that if I can keep that alert,
Mhm.
it's going to help stall me from getting into despair.
Yeah.
But that's really hard,
It is very hard.
especially when you're maybe isolated and all by yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that can be challenging. And then like let's move it to like other in real life things, okay?
Okay.
Like I'm thinking about people that have lost loved ones.
Yeah.
I've talked to a number of people recently who have lost some, like whether it's a spouse or whether it's a sibling or whatever, and how that can be kind of a real disheartening, despairing moment,
Yeah.
right? And then how do you keep your brain from not losing hope? Like, I've lost my best friend, or I've lost my
Yeah.
confidant, or I've lost the one that I could go to and have conversation with, and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
That's really so. How do we use our brain and the spiritual side of things to make sure that we're not just like sliding into despair?
I know, and it's hard because in some points, even with chronic illness, I'm like, feel the feelings. Don't like
Okay.
try to feel like,
Yep.
oh, I can't be upset about this. You
Yeah.
can be upset about
Yeah.
this.
100%.
Um, and I think it's also like important to try to figure out a way to um be in community
Mm,
with that.
yeah.
Having somebody mourn with you,
Yeah.
I think could be a game changer, you know?
Yeah, I'll take it back to scripture for a second, which is a very interesting story that I don't think I've ever heard like a sermon on this before. So you're hearing it first here, folks.
Heyo.
I mean, watch out. So I want you to think about Jacob, uh, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Old Testament. He has 12 sons, right?
hmm
And he fathered Joseph. And we know about Joseph and the coat of many colors and all this kind of stuff. And Joseph is sent into slavery into Egypt. Well, but Jacob thinks that his son is dead.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like they come with the coat of many colors and there's blood on it. And what we see happen in the life of Jacob, I've seen happen with people that lose loved ones, is Jacob shuts down.
hmm
I don't know if you remember the story, but Jacob, I mean, he's wailing and he's crying and he's mourning. Again, feel the feels, which is great. But basically, he cuts himself off from his other 11 kids after that.
Mm.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with him. He's
hmm
heartbroken. He's hurt. I mean, like all of these things. And you see this like through the thread of scripture.
hmm
I mean, his son isn't even dead. Of course, he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
But he has isolated him so much that he's come to, going back to where we are in our podcast, which is why I wanted to talk about this, is that life for him stopped when his son died.
Yeah.
And so he had it's like his world is over. And I think whether that's a chronic issue or it's a death or it's the death of a dream, maybe you're in business or something and you felt like you were going to climb the corporate ladder, or you were going to go to school and you were going to get X degree, and you find out now that you're a homemaker and you're with your with 5 kids at home or 4 kids at home, and you're not what you're who you thought you were going to be.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you can now just kind of isolate yourself and just go, I am not where I thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
And this is what happens to Jacob.
hmm
And the thing that happens with Jacob, I wonder, might be a path out for some that are maybe watching and kind of going through this as well, is that Jacob is able to kind of recapture his dream of what God has for him about a promised land. And I wonder if we can. I don't want to get into a preach. I'm in a preach. I feel like I'm in a preaching moment
I'm
here.
liking it. I'm
Is it
enjoying
okay?
it. Yeah,
Like
do it.
he continues to be reminded, even in his isolation, that God has something more for him that's not going to happen in his lifetime, but that he's a part of it.
Okay.
Which goes back to my whole concept of like cathedral thinking, which I talked about several weeks ago. But this idea that we're part of something that is longer than what we can see.
Yeah.
And Jacob, if you look through the scripture, he begins to realize, oh, my life is more than just me.
hmm
Right.
Yeah.
And so this idea of thinking like, oh my gosh, my life didn't turn out as what I thought it was or
Yeah.
going to be. But no, but I'm part of a longer chain of something that's better and more beautiful down the
Yeah.
road as well. I
Yeah.
think that's really important.
Yeah.
And then of course Jacob finds out that Joseph is alive and Joseph is now second in command in the whole thing. I mean, it's like his whole world now is turned upside down. But this idea that, hey, that it's not even about Egypt, it's not even about Joseph, it's about us as a family now going into the promised land.
Yeah.
And there's some hints there about like you and your life, you and your family, what you're doing with your family as well. That, hey, that there is a promised land ahead for us as well.
Mhm.
It's called heaven. And what we do here really does matter for the future.
Yeah.
I just said a whole lot there. I'm
Well,
sorry I didn't
how
get
do
you
you
in there.
think
Yeah.
that he began to motivate himself? He just began to look for more, look to the future? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think was his turning point?
But yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think Jacob did it really well. This
Okay.
is why I love Jacob so much because he's so raw.
Yeah.
He's like, it's all over. My life is over. I mean, really. And he shuts down.
I mean, in fairness, his other 11 children sucked.
Oh,
So
if you read through it, they're not very good.
I know.
They're not very good kids.
So
Maybe he was right to say,
just saying.
my life is over. Yeah, I think he should. And then his, the love of his life, he had two wives, and the one that he really, really loved dies. I mean, in
terrible.
childbirth, it's horrible.
It's terrible.
He's going
He's had
through
a hard
all
life.
of these. He's going through all of these difficult things.
Yeah.
And here's what I'm gonna say helps Jacob,
Yeah.
and it's one word, and it's plotting.
Oh, I was not expecting that word to be the word.
Plotting.
Okay.
This ties back to William Carey.
Okay.
William Carey, as a missionary, was known as a plotter.
Okay.
Somebody who could take one step in front of another, no matter what happened.
Yeah.
No matter how many setbacks he had, no matter what happened. And this happens with William Carey. His wife dies young, and he's all by himself in India. His kid, I mean, you should read the story. It's really fascinating. But this idea that he continues to move forward even when things don't make sense
Mhm.
and even when things are difficult. And
Yeah.
this is what we see with Jacob as well, is that he continues to take steps. Even though he isolates himself, even though he's complaining, even though things are negative, he continues to take steps forward.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, like, what are the steps that we can do in our real life that we're just one step? We're plotting. We're like the turtle, not the hare, right? I
Mhm.
mean, we're just taking one step at a
Yeah.
time,
Momentum. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how have you done that in your own real life, like taking positive? Because sometimes we
Yeah.
take 2 steps forward,
I know.
3 steps back, and then we
Yes.
take another few steps forward. And I think the idea of we just have to keep moving forward and not shut down,
Yeah, I agree. And
right?
I think a lot for me is I really hone in on like kind of rewiring my brain, try
Okay.
to get my brain to be more positive. I'm
Yeah.
naturally somebody who I would call myself a realist, but
Yeah.
I'm naturally somebody who might be a downer,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, sure.
So I
I
think
don't think that of you.
Oh, thank you.
I think you come across as a very positive
Thank
person.
you. I'll
Yeah,
take that.
so
That's
good.
practice.
It's
That's
true.
not natural.
Okay. So
That's-
you've trained yourself to
Yeah.
like, I need to be more positive and more up. And,
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can be, especially, health wise
Yeah,
and stuff. I
yeah,
can kind of be
okay.
like, here we go again, like kind of like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And I have to kind of be like, okay, we can do this. This is
Okay.
going to be fine, you know?
Okay.
So, gratitude diaries, I've talked about a bajillion times, doing
Yeah.
a gratitude.
So here are the practical steps where we're kind of moving
Yes.
into right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do gratitude.
Gratitude diary.
Yes,
Okay.
that can help a lot.
I just wanted to pause for a second.
Oh.
You were originally, when we've talked years before, I mean, we've been doing this for a long time.
Long time, 7th season, guys.
7
Season
seasons.
7.
Crazy. Go back and watch some of them if you're new to this. Anyway, you've talked in the past about how before you would go to bed, I think you would
Mhm.
kind of write like 3 or 4 things that
Yeah.
you were positive. Are you still continuing to do that?
Yep.
Or-
Mhm.
You do?
I still do it. Yep.
Wow, I'm so impressed with
Yep,
you,
I still
Laura.
do it. I really am starting to implement it a lot for my kids because I see
Yeah.
a few of them that have like a more of a negative
Yep.
vibe overall.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, sorry. So,
So-
you think of some positive things,
Yes.
yeah, so that you
And
write
then
down.
another thing that really this year I'm kind of getting into, it's a buzzword, whimsy, is just like kind of bringing small novelty into my life, something to look forward to that brings me joy. It could be putting glitter on my face or wearing a fun pair of earrings, wearing a lot of patterns, doing a watercolor for 5 minutes in the middle of the day. Just a small little, like a novelty thing.
It's kind of, I think another buzzword has been like having wonder.
Yeah.
Is it? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, like that.
it's a little bit of an overlap. It's not the
Yeah.
same thing, but having wonder in the small things in life. Only
Yes.
you're like actually maybe whimsy is actually doing the wonder. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
I think it's like it is something that I'm doing, which
yeah.
is different from like kind of looking out and being like, oh,
Yes.
I like the sunset.
It's an
You know?
action.
Yeah, it's an action.
Yeah, which I like that.
Yes. And
Whimsy is the action of wonder. Ooh,
ooh, I like
how about that? We like that? That's a quotable, tweetable moment. I'm looking at
Yes.
our producer, Jennifer. She's going to write that down.
Write that down, Jen. Write that down. Yeah. I
Okay.
think that is a big shift from you could look at your day and be like,
Okay.
I was on the couch for this many hours. I got up and did something. I felt terrible, but you can be like, oh, I did a watercolor today.
Wow.
Oh, I, sewed something in embroidery today. And it's not doing something that you're amazing at.
Ooh.
It's not like I'm not a watercolorer or
Right.
colorist. What are these people called? I'm not an artist.
Yeah. I thought we were going to sell some of your watercolors to make some money for our podcast.
Oh
No,
boy,
okay.
good luck. It's just doing something. I mean, even like I have been putting glitter on my face when I go to a doctor's appointment.
Oh, yes.
And it's like they don't know how to react to an adult with glitter all over their
Oh, that-
face.
that
They're
is
wondering if I came
hilarious.
from a party or a
Oh,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift concert or like what's going on.
So the question is, like, does anybody have the boldness to ask
Some
you?
people do. They go, "Oh, did you go to a party?"
Were you what?
And I say, "I am the party."
That's good.
So
or that's really fun.
It's just things
I
that like it brings me joy
Okay.
in like something that I don't love going to the doctors, but I have to go all the time. I don't like,
Okay.
like whatever it is. Wearing really wild earrings can
Got
bring
it.
me some joy, stuff
Okay.
like that.
So you got gratitude, you got
gratitude, some
whimsy. What else we got?
whimsy.
What else we got?
And then some other things are just kind of doing some more like mindfulness, kind
Okay.
of like slowing down, some
Yeah.
breathing,
Yeah.
and really being like, God is with me.
Yeah.
Jesus is
Yes,
with me. And
that's
that's kind of
good.
a reminder for me because it can be really lonely when you're sick a lot
Yeah.
to be like, I'm not alone. And it's kind of just breathing slowly for me and being like, he's with me. And that to me gives me a little bit of solace.
That's
and
good.
makes me
Yeah, it
feel
should
good.
give you some peace to
Yeah,
know
some
that, hey,
peace.
he is with me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just as
Yep.
far as rewiring, it's like doing something that turning something negative and trying to make myself say something optimistic about it.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because I think people that have a half full glass mentality,
Mhm.
they naturally tend to think about the positive in the midst of the negative.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you're not wired that way, try to be intentional.
Yes.
To rewire your brain to say, let me look at something
Yes.
in this situation.
Yes.
Even if it's like I was driving to work the other day and this was in the summer and it was like, it was like 100 degrees,
Mhm.
whatever it was. And I was thinking to myself, well, at least it's not like 80% humidity like it is in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
That is taking 100-degree weather and trying to intentionally think about, well, it could be
worse.
It could be worse.
Yes.
And it's really true. It could be worse.
Yes.
So I'm going to like think about the positive in the midst of it.
Yes.
That makes me feel better.
Yes. So I have started this year, I'm trying to make one new recipe a week. I hate cooking dinner. I loathe it. I don't like grocery shopping. I don't like meal planning. But I was like, I'm going to try to bring some novelty and
Okay.
cook one new meal a week.
In the midst of your chickens, your dog, your home, your house, all the stuff that you have going on. Sure. Let's go
do
ahead.
a new recipe
Let's
a
go
week.
ahead and do one recipe a
Yes.
week. Okay.
And so sometimes I might cook it and it doesn't taste very good. I might be
Ooh.
like, oh, that wasn't very good. And that took a lot of effort for me to make this not amazing
Okay, yeah,
meal.
that's a bummer.
So then you have to do something to be like, I'm going to be optimistic about that. And that could be like, hey, we tried something new.
We tried it.
Hey, we tried it. My
Okay.
kids are trying something different, or I'm
Yeah.
trying something different, or be like, hey, now I'll never have this on my Pinterest list. I know it's bad. I don't have to do it anymore. That's good.
Hey, we didn't have hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Or
slowly,
whatever,
even if
you
it like
know.
turned out poorly,
Yeah.
thinking of it of like a positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all, I think, really great things.
Oh, thanks.
Seriously, you've hit the spiritual side where we're meditating, we're focusing that Christ is with us.
Yeah.
We're doing the whimsy thing. We're doing the gratitude thing. Again, another spiritual thing. We're being grateful for all that God has done and brought into our lives.
Yeah.
I think all of these
Oh,
things.
thank
I think
you.
it's wonderful. And then I'll add to that, like
Yeah.
the plotting, right? We're just going to take one step at a time. And sometimes we don't see like measurable improvement in
Yeah.
life, but we're not going to think about it in the short run. We're going to think the long game.
And when you're saying plotting, I'm thinking of, a high school assignment where you're actually like doing what's that called? An outline, and you're plotting.
Oh, that is
Is
not the
that
word.
okay?
We have just missed what we were talking about here. So plotting, Plodding.
Plotting.
Plotting.
Oh
Okay.
my
Wow. We just
goodness,
had
this
an
whole time I thought you
aha
meant plotting.
moment.
Okay.
No, it's not the plotting like we're plotting through things. We're plodding in life.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah,
This
we're
is what William
plotting.
Carey did. He just took one step in front of the other. He was like the
Yes.
turtle in life that was like, I might not get there in 1 year, but I may get there in a decade.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Okay.
going to take one step in front of the other. Even though I don't want to get out of bed today, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going
Yes.
to go downstairs and make some breakfast.
And you're walking. You're
I'm
plotting.
I'm doing the next thing.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I like
To
that.
me, doing the next thing is really important.
Yes.
William Carey lost all of that work that he did for decades. And then
Mhm.
what did he say? Well, I'm going to just take the next step. I'm going to take out a piece of paper or parchment or whatever he had, and I'm going
Yes.
to start writing again.
Yes, I like that.
Right?
Sometimes I like to trick my brain because I don't like to do things, or I could be overwhelmed and be like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, I gotta do all the dishes. And I'll say, I'm just gonna do the silverware. I'm just doing one
There you go.
step.
That's
And then
exactly
it
what I
tricks you
mean.
into doing the whole, you're like, well, I'm already here. I'm
already
just gonna
doing
keep
it.
doing
Yeah.
it, you know?
And really, how long does it take?
2.5 minutes. I
I mean,
timed it.
you've timed it. It doesn't even take that. But your brain says it takes forever, and I
Yes.
don't want to do it.
Yep, forever.
Exactly.
Yep.
So the idea of plotting is just like, I'm going to start, and I'm going to take the first step.
Yeah.
How do you run a marathon?
One step at a time.
Come on.
I like it.
So, or you could do a marathon.
Well,
So fun.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I also was gonna, because I'm me and I'm a book person, I wanted
She
to
does
shout
have
out
an Instagram called
this-
Bookstagram
Yeah, I
or
have a
whatever it's
Bookstagram.
called. Yeah.
This is a book. It's called Upward Spiral.
Ooh.
And it's using neuroscience to reverse the course of depression one small change at a time.
I love that. It's not the downward spiral.
It's the upward
Rather,
spiral.
we're upward spiraling.
Yes.
I love that.
So I read this book recently. I'm going to come to it over and over again.
Are you really?
Highlighted it
Okay.
a million times. And
I see some stars in
there's
there
a lot of
already.
stars,
Yeah,
a lot of
okay.
highlights, I'm recommending it if you feel stuck and you feel down, or
Yeah.
you feel like, how do I strive for more? Like, how can I do more and not just be like, ugh, negative self-talk, whatever it is. I think this is a really good option to pick up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aura, for that wonderful, practical, in real life book.
Yes. The Upward Spiral.
I can't recommend it. I've never read it, but I trust Aura, so
It's
I'm
really
sure
good.
it's wonderful. It looks
It does
great.
start off really sciencey, and he
Okay.
warns you about that. Just keep pushing through.
Okay.
It's good. It's a ton of practical advice.
I
in
love
there.
it.
Yeah.
Aura, we did it again.
Did it again.
So
We're
good.
out here doing it.
I love it. One podcast at a time.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
What else do you have for us?
That's it. I was just gonna say that if people have their own tips, like, I'd love for them
Ooh.
to leave them, because
I
they
would
could have
love
like
that
a lot
as
of ideas that
well.
I haven't thought of. And I mean, as we know, I love learning about new ways to trick myself into looking for better.
So
you
good.
know?
I had one more bonus thing.
Oh yeah, please.
This is going to be counterintuitive.
Okay.
This was. You ready for this?
I am. I'm nervous for what it's gonna be, but I'm
What
here for it.
about? I want you to think about this. This is the bonus section.
Okay.
Okay, people are watching. That's great.
Yeah.
How can expecting less become a gift?
Yeah. Well, you then aren't living a life of disappointment.
Right?
That's
Well,
kind of nice.
because I want you to think about it. Sometimes as Americans, we
Mhm.
can be overachievers.
That's true.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And we want to be, it's to your point about whimsy, we want to be the best at everything.
Mhm.
I'm going to be the best water painter, colorer
Yeah.
ever.
Mhm.
And I'm going to take classes on it and look up YouTubes. And I'm going to have an Instagram account. And I'm going to get all the followers and the likes. I mean,
Yeah.
we're kind of wired that way as a culture.
Yeah.
But what about this idea that, again, that expecting less can be a gift?
Yeah.
Again, we're not settling for less
Mm-hmm.
because that's different.
Yeah.
Here's the Here's the scripture.
Okay,
You
yeah.
ready?
I like this.
Okay, here we go. Godliness with contentment is great gain.
Love that.
How
I
can we
love
be
that.
content with where we are
Yeah.
and not feel like we have to strive for more?
Yes.
I think there is something deeply spiritual about being content,
I love that.
right?
Yeah.
To be content when your body is saying, I need to rest,
Mhm.
or being content if you're in a job that you feel stuck,
Yeah.
or you're in school and you're like, when am I ever going to be finished?
Yes.
I'm going to be content. Again, it's contentment is different than settling.
I agree.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So we have to be careful that we don't settle for something when God has something more for us. But I think we often talk so much about more
Yeah.
that we don't talk about the idea of contentment, which is probably a whole nother podcast. But I wanted to throw it in here
Yeah.
as one of these things about the upward spiral,
Mhm.
because I think if we can have the concept that I'm going to be content with where I am. Let me give a practical example for me as a pastor.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as pastors, we're always comparing ourselves with other churches.
Mhm.
Is my church bigger than your church? Do I have more outreach? Do I have more of this? Do I have more influence? All these kind of things. And if it's not careful, it's always a number game.
Yeah.
How much money are you taking in? How many people are coming to your church? You know, all those kind of things. And I have gotten sucked into that so hard over the past, almost 15 years that I've been the lead pastor of this church. And I literally I came to a really great place probably right after COVID when
Mhm.
everything blew up and I was just like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we're not meeting, isolated, we're all that kind of stuff. And to be able to come to a place where I'm just like, I'm gonna be content with whatever you give me.
Yeah.
It took that
Mhm.
to get
That's
me to a place.
I mean, a worldwide pandemic took a
Right?
lot.
I know. But to get to a place where like I'm deeply
Yeah.
content. Now, do I still struggle sometimes? 100% I do, but I
Mhm.
don't have the same pull that I had before.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn to be content with whatever God gives me because at the end of the day, He's the one that gives me more.
Yeah.
I can work to do everything that I can. I'm not going to be lazy,
Mhm.
but I can't strive for something that I have no control over. You
Yes.
might not be able to have control over your promotion or getting the degree or whatever the thing is that you're faced with,
Yeah.
right? But let's be content to go, I'm doing all that I can and I'm going to be content. And that's a gift.
It is a gift. I think a lot of times, even especially as I'm raising kids right now, I think I'm trying to train them to not want to be the best. To be like, you
Yes.
don't want to
So
be the
good.
best. You don't want to put like why are you they can get so intense and
Yep.
down on themselves and just
Yes.
like because they feel like they have to be the best.
So good. Yeah.
Yes,
It's a
and
discouragement and then despair and spiral
yes.
downward.
And being like, you don't have to be the best.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you to be the best. Your dad's not
100%.
expecting you to be the best. God's
right.
not expecting you to be the best. You're
Correct.
going to be the best at math in your class.
That's right.
You're going to be the
Come
best
on.
at science in your class.
You're going to get every A,
Yes.
4.0 or more.
Exactly. And being like, it's fine
Yeah.
to like be you
Yeah.
and be comfortable being you.
That's right.
Trying. I love a trier. I'm really into trying.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be the best.
There's so much more joy in that.
Yes.
Right?
And I do think it's a hard thing to grasp as an adult or a child.
Yeah.
To be like, I don't have to be the best. We don't have to be the best church. Like, we don't have to be the best church in Kansas City.
Right. We're the best podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we are, but
I know. Let's be clear. Right? Yeah.
Just finding joy in the mundane.
Yeah.
Just being like, yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
me.
That's right.
And that in and of itself is perfectly and wonderfully made.
Yeah. So I thought that would be a great verse.
I like that.
Godliness with contentment
Yeah.
is great gain. Great gain
I like that.
for us.
Yeah. How do you feel like practically we can work on being more content and striving less? I
Yeah.
guess?
So the things that are out of our control,
Mhm.
we have to be content with.
Okay. How do we do that? How?
Okay,
How?
right. Okay. So practically, I love that what you're asking. So I can't increase the number of people at CrossPoints Church,
Mhm.
me personally.
Mhm.
I can't create a move of the Spirit myself. So therefore, I have to be content with where we are as a church. It doesn't mean that I don't pray and that I don't seek God for those things,
Mhm.
but I'm content where I am now, believing that God's going to move on my behalf, and I want to be content with the move that he has. That's for me as a pastor. Let's talk about somebody else. Let's talk about somebody that has chronic pain issues.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to be content with my physical body as it is right now.
Mm.
And that when the pain comes, I have to be content to say, God, I trust you because I can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
And if that means I can't get out of the house, I'm going to have to be that.
Yeah.
Again, I realize I'm speaking to something that I've never experienced,
Mhm.
right? But I think there is something to saying, okay, this is where I am. God's with me. He knows what I'm going through. He hasn't abandoned me. And so I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Is that practical enough?
That's good.
It's a mindset,
It's a
right?
mindset.
Or I'm in a job that I don't love, but
Mhm.
it's providing for my family, and I'm going to have to be content with where God has me. And that God's going to open up the opportunity for promotion or a new job.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that I don't do anything. Maybe I put in a resume, or I'm asking, or I'm trying to work a little bit harder to kind of climb to the next level,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to strive for it. I'm not going to be so Twitter pated, if I can use that word,
Mhm.
that I'm going to do everything because I'm going to make it happen. I think that's going to create some disillusionment. But if I can be content where I am and
Mhm.
say, God, I trust you right where I am.
Yeah, I
I
like
keep
that.
saying that over and over,
I
but
trust you right where I am.
I
I like
trust
that.
you right where I am.
Yeah.
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 I think that's a mindset.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep thinking about like years ago maybe Pastor Andy did a sermon and he talked about being open-handed and he had you like sit and open your hands. You
Yeah.
remember that?
So good. Yes.
And
100%.
I feel like that like even just like bodily is putting you into a thing of being like I'm content.
Yeah.
Like I'm open-handed.
Yep.
I'm going to,
Yeah.
I keep thinking
Here's
about
here's
that
what Pastor Andy
posture.
said, and maybe we can end the podcast with
Sure.
this. So this is what he says. He says, "Okay, first of all, I want you to have your palms down because what you're saying here is that you're saying I'm releasing everything that I don't have control of. I'm giving away all the stress." So you can do that right now with us. You can say, "God, I'm letting go of all the stress, all the pain, all the hurt, all the anxiety, all the worry, all the frustration. God, I let it go. I put it into your hand." And then what Pastor Andy had us do is that he says, "Okay, now let's lift our palms up." And he says this. He says, "Okay, now God, I want to receive from you. Have everything that you have for me. Your peace, joy, God, your purpose for my life, contentment, hope, understanding, grace, love that you have for me, that you want to pour through. I receive all that you have for
Amen.
me." Amen.
So it shall be. I love that.
That should give us some peace.
That was
Is that
great.
good? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Love it.
Love it. Well, thanks for joining us on this podcast,
Such a
season
great,
7.
such a great podcast. Or I love doing the podcast
It's
with
so
you.
fun being
So
back.
fun.
Yes.
Love it.
We'll see you next time.